Testing. Testing.
When we open the meeting, press your button on your speaker.
Saltily slippery out there.
I actually figured I'd scoop some of it up, take it home, use it for my driveway.
Yeah, there you go.
Take it home on your shoes.
Hey, Joel.
Testing.
Joel.
About time you showed up.
Should have seen the traffic. I should have seen it.
Joel?
A packet.
Blue folder.
Did you find any trees?
In there,
Any tree of heavens, have you seen it?
they took some of them away from, the promenade, the beachfront area. They took down an 11 on one of the streets over here, Dale Street. So they're around. We just need to,
I looked at some of the ones where I knew where they used to be at, and they ain't there.
City clerk should come down and
I read a little bit about, after I watched the last one, and then I looked at my property, they're all over.
Yeah.
if you think there should be trees added to that, let me know. Or trees taken off of that, let me know.
All right,
Something I did real quick.
Shane has already set that up.
so we'll go through the meeting, and she can go up and take you up
We're
upstairs.
gonna have you swear in as a new member after the meeting,
Okay,
okay?
perfect.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I call the meeting to order and announcing compliance with the Open Public Meeting Act in 1975. Adequate notice of meeting has been provided. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Play ball.
Play ball.
All right, turn your phones on, turn your microphones on. Carol, will you please call the roll?
Sure. Jay,
Here.
Shane,
Here.
George A. is excused. I'm here. Carol Sick? Here. Barb? Here. George W. Joel?
Here.
Jim?
Here.
Tracy? Here. Frank is excused. Ron Manier?
Here.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, after the welcome to our two new members, Jim and Tracy. You got your districts assigned. Tracy, after the meeting, go up to the city clerk's office and she'll administer the oath
Okay.
up there, okay? Jim, you already took yours, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. You have those, all the members except for Jim and Tracy, you have the
What if you want?
minutes for the January 14th meeting. Take a moment to review them, and I'll entertain a motion to accept as presented or any changes.
I don't have them.
Let's see, should be right behind there. Have your agenda. Minutes.
Feel like I'm at the Masonic Lodge. Doing trestle woods.
Anybody have any questions, any suggestions, changes, or corrections, or additions? I'll entertain a motion to approve as presented.
I can make that motion.
Motion by Barbara Preminger. Do I have a second?
Second.
Yes, yeah, you were here at the meeting, yes, second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
2 abstentions.
I'm abstaining.
Yes, 3,
3.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we got enough, okay. Minutes accepted. Okay. You want to talk about the, under old business, the memorial tree program? We can you talk about that, George?
Sure. George Torr is not in attendance today, so I'll try to fill in as much as I can for George.
Okay.
We had a discussion the other day on resurrecting the memorial tree program. There are several components to it. Very briefly, it'll be composed of a dedication plaque, which will be purchased by us. We'll develop a list for tree selection. The tree acquisition will also be purchased by Shade Tree Commission. The location of the tree, participants will give us a generalized location where they would like the tree. However, the actual location of the tree will be determined by a member of the Shade Tree Commission. That particular district commissioner where the tree would like to be, where the individual purchasing the tree would like it to be placed. Are there any questions about that? So the idea here is that the individual who wishes to have a memorial tree will purchase it, give us an idea of where they would like the location. If possible, we'll accommodate it. However, that decision will be made by the district commissioner where that tree would like to be located.
Yeah, we don't have any authority, to plant the trees on the mall. That's the Business Improvement District.
Yes, sir.
So we can't do that, and there's no room to plant trees at the Rotary Park behind the mall on Lyle Street. We don't have any, there's probably no room to put trees in there. And the only other, and of course, Kiwanis Park on Madison is also, that's up to here with trees. So we can plant street trees in various locations that's acceptable to both the donor and the commission. So.
Also, I would suggest adding the islands on Cape May Avenue. They're pretty much filled up with trees and really don't need any more.
On Cape May Avenue, yeah. Oh, there's still some areas on Cape May Avenue where trees could go, but not a whole lot. Yeah, and George, it's applicant comes in for trees, and we're proposing, it's how much?
$750.
$750. With that, we'll come up with a tree, and they'll purchase the tree also, right?
That is correct.
All right.
No, the Shade Tree Commission will purchase the tree.
Okay.
That'll be included in that $750.
All right, and then the plaque
The plaque is also within the
with the 750.
750.
All right. So for $750, we'll come up with a plaque with suitable wording, purchase a tree, and then the only thing remaining is to get the location to put the tree in. This is for memorial trees. You'll see these, there's around the mall, there's several trees. On the streets, there's several trees with plaques on them and stuff. Do we have a plaque maker?
I was thinking we would ask the individual who or group who used to do the plaques when the program was in effect before.
Well, that was part of the difficulty the last time. They kept changing the style of the plaque, and they kept increasing the expenses. And that's one of the reasons it fell by the wayside.
Maybe we could check with the city to see who makes the plaques for the benches on the boardwalk,
That's an idea.
and then see if we can incorporate there. Let me finish these components, Jay, and then we'll, some other suggestions we do have for the program, that the trees will be maintained by the Shade Tree Commission. We will give a guarantee on the memorial tree for a period up to 3 years. In the event that a tree dies, after that 3-year period, a replacement fee of $150 will be charged.
Who,
If the individual would like.
after 3 years, the donor
Yes.
can replace the tree for a fee of $150.
If it dies.
I mean, we'll put the tree in, but, all right.
So
Is this something that we can approve? Can we approve that as a commission, that thing, or it has to go, you You have to.
Yeah, I think there's some components in here I think we do want to check with the city manager. Planting of the tree, for example, we're suggesting the trees be planted by Public Works. I can't imagine we're going to be deluged with requests for memorial trees. It's something we'll work out with you, Paul, off-site.
I think that we're going to have limitations on it because we just can't we don't have unlimited space to plant trees necessarily. And also, we got to put stipulations in when they do that, that they're not buying this tree forever. If for some reason the tree has to be taken down, they're not getting a replacement tree. You know, so because we've had this issue, I'm sure you've all seen what went on with the Memorial Bench program, and you know we're going to be having to revisit that as we move forward. You know, that memorial, you know, it's always good, and you think you're doing good about a memorial program, but it has an unintended consequence of, yeah, now the city is stuck with this object that has been dedicated to somebody, and that becomes a very personal attachment for that person that wants that memorial, which rightfully so, because it's in memory of somebody that is very dear to them. And that putting that obligation on the city, that's a large burden. And, you know, just like we've seen with the Memorial Bench program, it can't be a forever program. So when we had, you know, as we make the fine tuning of this application, we came up with language for this new Memorial Bench program. If we roll that out, we're going to have to probably put the same stipulations on this program that says, you know, if for some reason the tree dies, has to be relocated for city purposes or whatever the case may be, doesn't mean that you automatically get a new tree at the city's expense. If you want to buy back into the program, okay, but you know, there has to be some limitations that it doesn't bind the city forever for that. You also have to look at, you know, is $750 enough? You know, that's going to cover buying a tree, planting a tree, and probably getting it to survive the first year.
It's all built in there.
But does that cover the cost of, hey, when that tree is 50 years old, that, you know, we're having to maintain a lot of different trees, and it's not.
Well, we have a stipulation of a 3-year guarantee. If it dies after 3 years, it's the responsibility of the person buying into the program.
Okay,
Purchase a new one.
and that's,
That's similar to what West Cape May has in their program. What we'd like to do here, Paul, is that we wanted to review this with the commissioners. We've reviewed that. We'd like to sit down with you and go over these components in a little more detail, and then go to putting it together in some type of, not contract, but memorandum of intent or memorandum of acceptance that we would execute with whoever wants to participate in the program.
And, again, you know, most of the fees, we're not trying to make money with this program. We're just trying to maintain it, and that's why there's some extra cushion built into these costs.
okay, good.
So if we can, after today, we'll contact your office, schedule up a meeting.
Yeah, so where are we with this?
I think we're at the stage now that we have the components of the program that we discussed and put pen to paper, sit down with you next, and the next step, and make some determinations, what's realistic, what's not realistic, and then take it to maybe the city solicitor or someone to put together, a memorandum of intent, memorandum of agreement that would be between the city or the Shade Tree Commission and the individual purchasing the tree.
Sounds good.
Which is, we're really following the directions in the game plan you set for last meeting. Develop something, then we'll talk about it.
Appreciate it. I think you guys are on the right track for sure.
Thank you.
All right, Shane, you've been working on the updated tree list?
Yeah. So I got this really great book written by the Home Depot, so I took a lot of it out of there. This is a working document, by the way, so if there's things you want to be added, if there's things you want to be removed, there's space in there. I was thinking of talking about, on the last panel in the back, how to choose your tree, what kind of things you want to, look for when picking the tree out, but, this is what I have so far. Let me know what you think. Like I said, it's a living document. It's gonna be changed as the years go on. And I'm gonna also add some like asterisks and some kind of map key almost that, put an asterisk next to the indigenous trees. So that way we wanna encourage indigenous trees, but we also wanna encourage flavor and color too,
So this list here, you put this together, right?
Yes.
So this is something that Conchetta can give out to people when they want recommended trees.
And
or
we could put it on the website too.
And put it on the website, on the Shade Tree website, or city website, or combination of both. All right.
I think this is a great document. This is something that Shane and Commissioner Attore have been working on. It's a difficult document to try to refine on a basis. There's a lot, obviously, about trees to choose from. But boy, I think it's a
Great job.
great,
Fabulous
really
job.
good job.
Yeah,
Thank you.
nice job, Shane.
Really excellent.
Hey, down the back.
Good job.
This is feel good. What else do we have? Lanternflies. I just need to give the document to Paul for our next water notice. I just need to learn how to put this into PDF format. So once I figure that out, I'll send it over to you. Okay, I sent it to you already. I'll send it to you again. Okay, cool. And that's that.
I think you should show them the bookmark that you put together.
Oh, well, I also did the bookmark. I'm gonna ask,
I like that.
if that's okay with you, Paul, ask the convention hall if they have any card stock. Just give me like 50 or 10 pages worth. Give me 50 of these. I can put them in the library, and they're fun to look at. It talks about how to kill or what the lanternflies look like, so you can kill them, and it tells you about the tree of heaven that is the habitat for the lanternflies. Thanks.
I think also, one of the things that we kind of chatted about was how that the effort against the lanternfly in the tree of heaven has a couple components to it. The biggest one being that not the city has been granted money to take care of this. The key, I think that we're all looking at is, what is the scope of the problem in the city? How many tree of heavens actually are there? And Shane's educational idea, I think, is a great one. I think once we ID how many trees we do have and what's the extent of our problem, we have to make a determination of how we'll spend the money down to eradicate the tree. And we've had some discussions that would, a program could be developed that's similar in nature to the 50/50 program. And maybe, Jay, for the benefit of the new commissioners, you could explain the 50/50 program a little bit, how it works, and
Well, we got to figure out
advantages of
how extensive this is
Yeah.
before we get involved in that.
Well, it's going to be. I think it's going to be on a first come, first served basis. I think we want to get started on starting to remove these trees by summertime. So that way we have the rest of the year to eradicate them before winter comes. And it's really a test run for this program that we're trying to pull out. So whoever gives us the information that they have these trees by summertime, I think that's when we should start moving on, figure out how to, disseminate the money, whether it's 50/50 or even less, whatever the case comes to be.
Whatever it is.
We have to decide. But
Yeah, because George and I are talking, there's only a few licensed pesticide suppliers around. There's a few down here, but a normal tree service guy that'll do removal is not authorized to put pesticide down.
right.
That's the problem. There's only a few of those that take specialized training and whatnot, which they do. They have courses and whatnot every October to relicense some of these people. As long as we have a few of those people that could do that down here, that we could recommend people to, let's get that.
Well, we plan on going with one contractor, right, Paul? If we pull out this program, I think that the most cost-effective way of doing it is having one contractor do all the, the properties. Is that correct?
Well, that goes in with the 50/50 sidewalk program. We're basically giving to you all the people that qualify for sidewalk repairs due to damage from street trees. And you are going to let one contract out. But there's, what's the deadline for that? Do you have any? We're working on it now. You're working on it now? Okay.
And Shane, your idea on this, I believe, was we would look at an implementation of a program May 1st.
Maybe June. This is going to go out, the notice is going to go out with the next water bill, which is beginning of April. So maybe May.
Ron, when would the Tree of Heavens normally sprout leaves, which would make identification probably a heck of a lot
Usually
easier?
beginning to the middle of May, depending on what type of spring we have, but by the middle of May, they're definitely in leaf.
Okay, so then Shane's idea, June 1st, maybe works better.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent, thank you.
Okay, that's all I have, except I want to welcome our 2 new members. Actually, 3 new members, you come right down to it, to our organization. I hope we don't frighten you to death. It's not that bad, and we don't expect you to put yourself in any confrontational situation with somebody that's taking a tree down. That's what code enforcement is for, okay? You can observe, you can make a judgment, make a comment, but if they start getting belligerent and stuff, code enforcement, they have the wherewithal to issue a stop work order. We don't. We can recommend. So don't put yourself in an adverse situation or situation where you get really confrontational. We're not here to do that, but we are trying to save the old growth of trees and promote the new trees in Cape May. That's our job. In a tree sidewalk, a tree building, a tree right-of-way situation, the tree wins, is our attitude, okay? Unless we, something else comes up or are successful in an appeal, and then an override of our decision by the city manager. But that's it, the tree wins. That's what we're here for. All right, that's all I got. Anybody else have anything?
I have something else.
Okay.
I have something else. Mr. Manager, you said we're going to put in some trees in the spring on Franklin Street. I got a list of trees that is recommended for that area. Would you like to see it? From George J. Tor, did he send you anything? Or do you already have that planned already?
I think the tree's already listed, but I can follow through, because I think George had met with us and we had the list on there. But if you have the
Okay.
suggestions, I'm sure we could look at.
Okay, I
That.
just make sure that we're all connected on that.
I think we did.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Yep.
That's it.
I did have one item, if you have. So I would ask, I know we have some new members. I know we're, with all the holidays, but we need to have I would ask that if we could have a procedure that if a member can't get to doing an inspection of a tree and get a report out in I'll say a timely fashion, we need to develop a process that it either gets moved to an alternate member, because I've had some calls to my office where, hey, it's taking a long time for me to get a decision on my application. So all I would ask is if you guys could look at maybe coming up with I know everybody's got their district, but maybe we also assign an alternate to a district. So if for some reason somebody's away on vacation or something like that, that we have a mechanism in place to, to be able to, if we're not getting an inspection done, that we have some follow-up to help get the inspection done for that resident, so they're not having to wait over a month.
If the district commissioner can't get for the go-see in 3 to 5 days, call me. I'm the guy that goes and makes the
Okay,
decision
okay.
in their absence. If they can't do it, they're on vacation or you're on a trip or something like that.
Okay, well,
Call Conchetta and say, I can't do it. Conchetta, go hold of me and give me the information. I'll go and do it.
All right, well,
I don't have a district anymore, so I'm the fallback guy. You also had a group, a man by volunteer from every commission that you wanted to form, correct?
yes, so,
I'll serve on that. I'll serve on that for the Shade Tree Commission until further notice.
okay,
So, contact me with meeting times and whatnot.
okay. Well, I set the meeting time, so we already had the first meeting scheduled, so it was in that first
What
email.
is it, the 27th?
I forget I think so.
27th of this month, right? Just give me the time and place. That's a Thursday. And this group is to do what? I got it in the email, but there was a couple.
So I've developed, it's a land use and development work group, and it's a way to bring together the planning board, a member from the planning board, the member from the zoning board, a member from HPC, a member from the Shade Tree, and a member from Environmental Commission. And we're going to meet, I think quarterly, to go over, every board has their own little hot button topic or issue, or I have issues coming up from my quality of life work group that's a city administration function, and that I want this work group to kind of be able to work together issues that we see, and whether or not we would need to make a recommendation for a new ordinance, or but when we do that, we're bringing the ideas and the concerns from all of our different land use boards and groups together, so that we're working in unison as one community, not every little commission out there on their, out there on their own island, and trying to fight for their own little piece of real estate, so to speak. So I want to be able to have this group to work together. I think we did a great job when we had an ordinance issue last year for the artificial turf ordinance. I don't think that you guys were involved directly in that. I forget if you guys participated in that. Okay, so so I think that was a perfect example of, we had members from all those different groups come in, and we really went through a lot of the issues from everybody's perspective, and I think we had a better ordinance for the community because of it. So I'm hoping that this is going to be something. I know Councilman Bodnar is the council liaison from the council, and I've heard from I think most of the other land use boards moving forward. So I appreciate your guys' attention to that. So obviously, if you think of anything that you think needs to be brought to attention, if Jay's going to be your point person, just make sure you let him know or let me know, and we can let those concerns be heard at that group. Thank you.
So when did,
One more council person?
What is that?
Is there room for one more council person? I don't
Sure.
want to participate, I just want to be there.
And maybe maybe that other council person is every other meeting we rotate in a different council person, so each council person has a chance to, have an input and see what's going on and bring their thoughts to the process. That might be a good, that might be a good way to rotate it around, and everybody gets a shot at the input.
so when and where?
It'll be at council chambers. I forget. I have to look for. It wasn't jumping out at me on my calendar. Oh,
I'm not
it's
sure-
the
I'm not
25th.
sure it's
I'm
still
so-
on my email.
It's Tuesday the 25th.
Tuesday the 25th.
Yep, 10 o'clock. Okay.
When and where?
I'll let you know before we leave.
Pardon? I'll let you know before we leave. Okay. But
I don't want to announce it to the world and have everybody in the community show up to this meeting. I'm just kidding, but I'll let you know before I leave the building, Jay.
Okay. Council report, anything?
I said what I had to say.
What?
I don't have any more.
He said
All
what he
right,
had to
anymore.
say.
You already shot your wad, right? All right. Anybody else have anything for the good of the order? Okay, I'll entertain. Do you guys have your ID badges yet?
I don't.
Joel, you
Get a
do.
badge? Oh my gosh. I don't have a badge.
Look at you a badge.
Yeah, here.
Oh, nice.
Can
Okay.
they go
Another
down
one,
and
too.
see? Can they go down and see the code enforcement who seems to be taking the picture? Go to the first floor here. Yeah. And go to
All
code
right.
enforcement, and they get you an ID badge. You should wear that or have that with you when you go making your rounds or talk to anybody. So
Okay.
they show, they won't issue us firearms, but they get these ID badges that
Just so you can show
that you
it.
can show.
No, that's perfect.
Pardon?
I was actually gonna bring that up, thank you.
Yeah, no guns, but they issue the ID
Man.
badges.
Okay.
All right. Quick meeting today. We got a lot accomplished, I think. Welcome to all the new members dig in. We're glad to have you. We're for the first time in a long time, we're up to 9 members, including 7 regular and 2 alternate members. But everybody has a district, so everybody should be included on this. I'll entertain a motion. So moved. To move by George. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Joel. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, good.
You gotta cut it down and shoot some,
Attorney Alfred, you dig this?
I do with bandage.
yeah.
Similar.
Yep.
Okay.
Expensive.
Yeah, I know, I just had.
Excuse me, the names from that I sent you the trees.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Hi, Joel.
They did.
I would have joined.
So you just joined, or no, you,
This is my third meeting.
third
My
meeting? Okay, good. Well, nice to meet you.
They're nice, so that's
Oh,
why
good.
I'm still here, so we're all good. I would have joined earlier if I knew about the badges, though.
All right.
Yeah. You know,
And a parking permit.
on the back, yeah.
Okay, I have to
You
go.
have Wendy's or else.
So I'm not sharing my zone with you, I'm sharing my zone with.
You'll have to go before
I have the zone or district.
This, I guess the zone.
Do you want this?
I'm a little confused.
Printed in 1997. I didn't even know I had it. I found it in my bedroom this morning when I was looking for some other documents.
Okay.
But that's basically what the Shade Tree Commission is. They call it a board. But once you're done, you can pass it around.
Oh yeah, yeah. Or would you like to see
I'll
it
look
first?
for it.
or-
No, go ahead, I have
Don't
tons of tree bumps.
don't get too intense into it. I mean, just look into it. You know, that's all.
The majority of the trees that we usually have here in Cape Mason, and this one, right?
That's still new. There's still things that are not part of that list yet.
Okay.
So I'm still working on it.
All right, hey, it's good so far. So
Thank
yeah, I'll take a look at it.
Thanks.
Oh, it's always a pleasure. Shane.
Oh yeah, you too. Thank you.
All right, yeah, I'm going.
You too.